back to whatever I was doing. Yeah, that is fine. Oh, slowly starting to gather wool. Things that doesn't matter, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Kind of around the inside edges of that. Raft just a touch here. I'm curious what the basically if that if the llama has suicidal tendencies or not. Basically, would it step off of a ledge? Okay, no place for any of that at the moment, so... Nope, don't fall off the ledge. Don't fall off the raft. What's that? I could, and I'd rather not. I'm making the executive choice to not fall to my death. Seagull nest somewhere. Actually, I know exactly where to put the seagull nest. Go right up here. If you want to hit the island, we can, but I also don't really need to hit an island running right now. Yep. Alright. Ditch that stuff. Got a good chunk of wood. Need more nails though. Okay. Which way do you open? There. The sleeping quarters has doors now. Nothing else, but that's a start. Let's get the right thing. I want there. Wall. Correct height. why not? Let's have that also lean it a bit further forward. There. Now, time to move this stuff up higher. Okay, so that drops down. Yeah, I think that's it pokes out a little bit over here, but it's not a big deal. Could also, if I wanted to, hide that with a bit more space, but I don't actually know what we'll use this space for, but we have the space, should we want to use it for something. Above the sleeping quarters. I can't quite see the lead corner raft perfectly because I've got the pen in the way a bit, but I can get a really close idea of where that is. So this works. Yeah. I mean, we can use that space for whatever. Okay. I'm going to adjust the sail a little bit. That's where I push the raft away from it. Bugger off, seagull. I heard Bruce. Yep. I can put away my launcher. I don't need it for anything, really. Is this where my launcher should go? This is where my launcher should go. Excellent. And let's go back to fishing, because should always be fishing. Not actually, but fishing is a good thing to do while gathering resources through other methods. Taking you just did a resource run? Yes. Okay. So I'm naming our llama. So you probably, I don't know if you'll get the joke. You have to go look at his name. Take that, seagull. Carl! That kills people! Do you dislike llama with hats? Excellent. I mean, oh, unfortunate. Violence? should have known your people would resort to violence. Where do I have... Yeah, this doesn't need to be here anymore. There. That's a good spot. Alright, now hopefully I can get this all put farther upstairs. Oh, we are sailing right into a big island. Or not directly into a big island, but close to. That's not gonna work either, is it? It's a trading post, but that doesn't help us a ton right now. At some point, though, we do need to start gathering other animals, goats, and what should I call them? The birds. One right here at the back. try this again. Okay, that does work. Okay, harvested the honeycomb. Hey, Kobe. Glad this is definitely a game I have played quite a lot of. I started playing it before it left early access, but I'm always glad to see people pick it up and start playing it from new. It's been quite a while since I last played though. It's been a few years, and it is not a perfect game, but it is a good game. All right. So, let's go back to build a bit more. Really? Always short on hands. Oh, that's fine. There. So that is all done. Let's toss in a bit of half wall here. Oh, now let's remember to eat. Hey Jess, how's it going? Oh, I've never even thought about what Raft was all available on. Glad to see it's made it over to consoles. Let's eat some fish. Okay, what is our best things to save for food? Salmon salad is a pretty killer thing. Catfish deluxe is also pretty good. Okay, not for saving, so that gets tossed on the grill. Alright, is Carl has wool back yet? He does. Snip snip, motherfucker. Oh, you're not going to be home for 2 weekends? What are you, where are you off to for the second weekend? Alright, so you're a couple hours ahead of me. So you live stream from PlayStation? Well, just that's going to be a busy, like that's going to be busy most of the month for you there. It's a, lo a lot of distance to travel. Herring, I want real fish. Herring, not real fish. I hear you scoffing. You know what I caught this time? Pomfret. Also, not real fish. Alrighty. So I want an opinion. Rope versus railing for around the upper decks, or a mix of both. Railing everywhere. Forgot about this. Still need to. Alright, well, do we stop at this island? Yes? Okay. Sorry, what are you trying to collect? Yeah, yes. You know where to collect clay, right? It's just under the water, usually not very deep. I'll drop anchor when we get in close. Yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to worry too much about being quiet anymore. Do have an upstairs neighbor, but it's nice to not have to worry about having people right next to me that I can wake up at all hours of the day. Although, I feel like anyone who's asleep, or more so, I don't feel too bad about being noisy before midnight. Anytime after midnight, I'll start to feel bad about being noisy, but before midnight, I don't feel too bad about it. It's a reasonable time to be making noise. Scarecrow back here has lost his arms. Still has his head. So he's still got a little bit more before he'll be useless, but... in the water, at relatively high, relatively high depths. Nothing too deep. That's fine. That is how brains do work. Which is, mostly they don't. Okay. How's Bruce treating you? Okay, what do I need to make some stones and rope? Yeah, this is a game that I saw in early access on Steam and went, that looks like fun, and so just got it on a whim, and I was very glad that I did. Has been very well worthwhile. Very well worthwhile. Has very much been worth it. Has been worthwhile. That's the order of the words I wanted. No, having a good hook does help. Oh, well, I need a net launcher if I want to make use of nets. I don't actually know if I will want to make use of nets, but I'd rather have the nets and not need them than the other way around. So I will say, Jess, have a lot less fish available without you playing. The kitchen is not nearly as well stocked. It is not your job to stock the kitchen. Jess just like makes it her personal goal to keep the kitchen stocked. Jess fishes in this game a lot, which does mean there is always food. Just running around the islands eating full salmon because you're feeling a little peckish. Of course, now that I want a goat or a bird, we're not going to find them, right? That's how this will work. It is indeed late, and with it being a work night, this will not be a particularly long stream, but I'm trying to get in the habit of streaming more frequently, so figured even if I couldn't stream for very long, I would stream. So I always end up playing later than I expect I'm going to play. So I'm like, I'm not going to play late enough for it to be worth streaming. And then I stay up late anyway, so figure I may as well stream, and then if I go to bed at a reasonable hour, then it can just be a very short stream. Yeah, I work tomorrow, and unfortunately it's going to be earlier than normal because apparently I'm in charge this week. I don't like being in charge. Responsibility sucks. Which is why today all I'm doing is playing video games for the evening rather than trying to actually be productive with anything else. The days suck if you try to do too much with them. Alright, fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I just was getting stuck on some rocks and complaining about it. Loudly because that is my way. dirt. Yeah, there was quite a few comments yesterday when I streamed where it's like, this isn't Farm Sim, and it's like, nope. This is a James stream, which means it will not be Farm Sim. Because as much as I enjoy Farm Sim, it's just a game that I have a hard time really getting into. And it's funny, the thing that actually triggered me going back and playing Raft was playing some no, don't do that. Playing some Minecraft with Trash Compactor and being like, we were talking a bit about Raft, and their gut reaction is that they would not think they would enjoy Raft, and I'm like, I feel like Raft might be more of their style than like just looking at the game would indicate. So I went, why don't we give it a shot? And it was, I forget what the sale was, but I'm like, it's only a few bucks. It's not a hard sell. Alright, let's get back on my raft. Do you mind, Bruce? Trick question. Of course he minds. How much rope did that use? I can't use that much rope. What? Okay, somewhere there are seeds. Please go in there. Okay, I've gone too long in this game without a paint mixer. Time to fix that. Yep. Paint mixers are good, so we will have a paint mixer. So yeah, you can make paint, and then that does mean it's time to actually decorate some more of this raft. I'm definitely going to have to set up a vertical dual stream. I just need to sort out what exactly to do with it, because I haven't taken the time to dig through it. But I absolutely do plan on going back to vertical streaming. Mostly I haven't done vertical streaming since they've changed things up, and so I need to actually dig in and see how it works. And I'm feeling lazy today, so that was not a thing that happened. do love you can just toss your fishing rod in and be like, I'm gonna go on an adventure. Don't mind me. Just out on an adventure. No big deal. Indeed, that is a shark. Bruce is your friend. He just gets very aggressive with nibbles. Excellent. Want to leave the island good, or... Okay. Let's lift anchor. Weigh anchor? I forget what the correct sailing terminology for that is. Are you in a relatively urban area, or are you in like a quieter rural area? Oh, bugger off, seagull. And yeah, the seagull started to chew through flowers. Let's sail it a bit further. Llama, why are you sad? There's grass for you. There's plenty of grass for you. Okay. Sad llama is no longer sad. Llama ate grass. Okay, so Kansas. Not the sort of area where that is a just ongoing factor of life, but also somewhere where it's not completely remote from the world. Before I throw... I should make sure that we're stocked. Well, I don't dive into the ocean. At least Bruce wasn't quite just waiting for me to slip up. Saw him approach pretty quick, but... Okay. I would really like to have the staircase on the other side. Then finish the... Let's put this railing back down. Let's make the railing back here. And it's definitely tragic how dangerous the basically job of law enforcement has gotten. Like, it's always been dangerous, but it just seems like it's been getting worse over the years. Yeah, whenever something tragic happens, if it happens in your sort of neck of the woods, it kind of reminds you how close it actually is. And it's not something that just happens on the news. Although it is definitely one of those things that I find interesting is how the younger generations are are basically having a bit of a shifting view on everything because a lot of this stuff, like basically the online world is as much like as real as as anything else, whereas for the older generation, something something that happens online just isn't real in the same way. Let's take a look. I should be floating by an island. A bigger island on our way. That doesn't look like you just like hopped through the floor. Alright. Oh. I see you're going hard on decorations. Yep. Do what you want. Fill it up. Should also decorate the sleeping quarters at some point. Alright, well. Alright, back to fishing. Yeah, it's on the bottom deck. You just need flowers. You also need a paintbrush to apply the paint. Alright, Carl. I'm watching you. Yeah, full Wooligans in. So I built myself a backpack. Now I'm going to save up enough wool to build you a backpack. And we don't have enough leather for anything else, but that'll also go quite a bit. Alright, everyone. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for stopping in. Yep, that's the paint maker.
It's like a rock tumbler, but for flowers.
Yep. big island we're passing by. I think we may as well stop by it and see. Mostly I'm just looking for animals. At some point I have to consider getting a better fishing rod. I've left the sail. I do love it. My brain just is like, no, you have to cast the line out into the water. Even though the game doesn't care, I can cast it right into the deck of the boat, and it will happily plug along. You plans ready? Okay, that's fine. I was curious because I was not startled, but there was suddenly music, and I'm like, wait, what? It is fine. It's not a problem. I just was curious what was going on, and then realized what it must be. I feel like that's a good choice. Alright. Seagulls just don't bugger off. Like, I feel like the seagulls shouldn't be around at night. Just keep getting small fish. I don't want small fish. I want some big fish. Okay, that entire fishing rod was mostly just small fish. Pretty disappointing, but I'll live. Alright, drop an anchor, gonna go explore this island. Okay, now I do have the net launcher with. Cool. So I'm good. Hoping for a bird, but I will settle for a goat. Second llama would technically be nice because it means we'd have a faster influx of wool, but I'm not actually wanting a second llama to deal with at the moment. Maintaining an animal is a little too much of a pain in the butt right now to want to have more than I need. That bird's so angry. If there's a color of paint that you're deciding you particularly want to focus on, let me know and I can try to acquire flowers of that color. Okay. I would at some point like to paint the boat colors, but I'm not really set on a color for the boat. Paint it all black, paint it all red, stripe it blue and yellow, do whatever we want.
Black and red is where I'm at, but that's always where I'm at.
Yeah, well, that's definitely not surprising. Black and red is allowable. Black and yellow, yeah. The bumblebee raft. Definitely not the right shape to be a bumblebee raft, but you can still have your bumblebee coloring, stripe the whole thing. Goat. Would have preferred bird over goat, but I will take goat. Alright, get back here, you bouncy little bugger. Alright, goat down, goat down. Pufferfish do die when they explode. They just leave a big poisonous cloud behind. Yep. Alright, where's the raft? There's the raft. Excellent. Alright, I'll need to name the goat as well now. I'll leave you to discover the goat's name, or the yeah, the goat's name on your own. It's the best name. The best name in the history of goats. Really, really top tier. You're telling me you're always complaining that there's not enough pufferfish?
There's too many pufferfish.
But consider there could be more pufferfish. That is where, so interestingly, shooting pufferfish with a bow and arrow works really well. It doesn't seem like a thing that should work really well, but it does. So if I ever design a game that has like cliff faces, I'm just gonna let the player climb them. Like if you try to walk into a cliff face, you won't be able to walk up it. Be able to like climb. And like actually, right, Legend of Zelda, the last couple have let you do that. I forgot about that. But anyway, like that, except for there won't be like a stamina bar. It'll be like, no, just climb down. Yeah, you'll be vulnerable to attacks while you do it and all that, but you want to climb a mountain, just climb the damn mountain. It's always got me that it's like that very much the no, you can't come up this cliff. But if you manage to like really gently jump up the side of it, somehow that's gonna work. Because there's never been a good way to stop players from being able to do that, because just by the way things are designed. Unless you actually go, nope, you're on a cliff face, therefore we're gonna take away your control of the player, or your control of the character, and then just force you to slide entirely down the hill, and then give you control back of the character. That's really the only way they can keep that basically keep that under control, and that's a really unsatisfying way to do it. So my thought is, rather than try that, just let the player go up the hill. That's the same way, like, until very recently, the conventional logic was, like, you have to have hunger in a survival game. And what happens when the player runs out of health is they start to die. Or when it runs out of food, they start to die. And then Valheim came along and they're like, what if they just get bonuses from food? And if they don't eat food, they just don't get the bonuses. No starvation, no real consequences beyond just, this sucks. You're not gonna starve, you're not gonna be stopped from just doing what you need to do. Basically, you want to like death run naked and afraid and hungry across the world? Go for it. Hello, pufferfish. We meet again. I won't need luck, I've got skill. Oh, you little. Alrighty. Yeah, going downstairs and playing is probably not the ideal way. would probably be the best thing to do is go to bed and then wake up tomorrow and play some Raft then. I feel like I'd be much more likely to go to bed at a reasonable hour if I could just wake up and play Raft tomorrow instead of going to work, but it's not an option, so I will stay up later than I should playing video games. Oh, hello, another pufferfish. Are the rules at your grandparents' place quite a bit different than rules at your parents' place, or are they more or less the same? I just find it interesting how like some people their time with their grandparents is completely different than with their parents, or other times it's like, no, it's basically the same deal. Okay, so your grandparents have think everything's different set of rules at grandma and grandpa's place. Oh, there's so much metal down the side of this island. Kind of wish I had grabbed my water bottle for this. Not water bottle, air bottle. That is entirely fair. Disturbing your grandparents is probably not a great idea. And I've started to run out of air. That's okay, my health is just dropping out. No big deal. Not a big deal. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, I'm still way underwater. Where should I go? I'm close enough to the... No, I'm actually quite far from them. I can see the raft, but far enough away I don't want to go to the raft to grab things. There's a lot of metal, but it's all pretty deep. You back at the raft again? Alright, well I'll carry on. Harvesting every last thing off the island isn't actually all that beneficial. So you start working harder and harder for diminishing return. Meanwhile, we'll come across a new island soon enough where it's easy to harvest the bits. Oh, hello, Bruce. So nice of you to join me. Okay, I'm hit the road again. Hey, giant death bird. You can bugger off. We'll leave your Okay, now I need to make a bucket. With a bucket, milk goats. I don't carry the goat, milk the goat. Okay, what do we... Their head broth requires potato, or basically so it's the pufferfish heads, potato, or beef. And bucket of milk. Where's clay bowl? We have this somewhere. There. My fantastic contribution to prepared food. Say, if you don't try any, I'll just assume that you hate me and never want me to ever make food ever again. Seems fair, right? I need to stop cooking catfish and salmon right out of the gate. They're too useful for making food uncooked. How's it going? Sounded like it. Oh. Yeah, neglecting your basic needs is unfortunately a bit of a problem. Excellent. I'm glad everything worked out fine. You should probably still tend to your basic needs. Good. Delighted to hear this. Steak with jam. Is that a thing we already have? It is not. Okay. That is definitely looking quite lovely. Survived 52 days. Very nice to know. Good things come to those who lived. I'm not sure if I want to wake up to the picture of Bruce slamming through my raft, but
It's for the sunset part of things.
yes, very, very charming. Very, very charming scene. No, it's fine. It's not your problem. This one is much more relaxing.
Now that you complain, I'm gonna go make bed today.
Now, I will complain of you to replace the painting. There is no winning. Only complaint. How you fell?
And
Yeah.
then Bruce immediately jumped me. Ow.
I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna put something around that hole.
I would appreciate that.
You do need a haircut.
Thank you.
Not a problem. You probably can still fall in, but it will actually require effort. You shouldn't be able to just accidentally step in.
Unless we jump in.
See, I just made it under there safely without Bruce getting me once, so obviously the problem is just you. Just do better. Yep, I watered the grass plots. There. Everything that I try my best to kind of stay on top of. That's also part of why I like to have more plots than I need. Because if I've got a few for, oh, another large island. Let's go pay that a visit and hope for a bird. My goodness, I'm just getting all little small fry fish. I know how well I survive. Like I've just gotten 4 pump rays. Nothing but small fishing. That's it. I'm gonna build myself a better fishing rod. That's not what I meant to put there. Okay, better fishing rod needs a bolt, some scrap. What else does it need? I don't know. Some. Take that. I'm ready to go real fishing. Be salty if I don't catch some decent fish with this. Not that I need an excuse to be salty, but I just caught a herring. There is no more scarecrow. Yep. Yep. Yeah, the scarecrows in this game are not like they're one of my biggest beefs of this game. Farming is just a big pain in the ass because scarecrows are just kind of useless. Well, the thing is, they're like if you're not around, you can basically have a seagull just go entirely through a scarecrow while you're away, and that really sucks. Oh, before I adventure out onto the island, I'm gonna have a gift for you. For you. More than welcome. Now, if we want any armor, we are going to need more leather. But, boars is one of the ways. What was that?
Nope, I can't figure out. There's a pot of the lake, but I can't figure out.
I also cannot pick it up.
I broke.
I don't know. Can you try to make some more? Alright, what do I need to make nets again? Stone and rope. Not particularly hard to get items.
Nice flowers and automatic anytime I
Okay.
but I still can't pick either of them up.
Could you before pick them up individually? Okay. Well, I mean, we can just lift it up and see. That will fix it. Well, there's no more paint there. So, for better or worse, it is what it is. Yeah. I think. Was that? For some reason in my brain I thought you had to go till there was like 5.
Because it's let me do something once before.
Well, that's fair, that's just different than I remember. I don't know.
Maximum you can put in there as well.
Okay. It's gotta have some life on it, right? One would think. And having that backpack really makes a difference. I hear you, Deathbird. Oh, hello. Any particular goal or just cruising the island?
Trying to find the shallow waters.
Ah, still on the hunt for clay.
Not trash. Scraps. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Words are hard.
I agree, words are hard. Especially later at night when my brain starts shutting down.
My brain will go.
Shush now. Oh, that's really Deathbird. Nah, he like landed right in front of me. Or not right in front of me, but more or less in front of me to pick up a rock. But it was then he yeeted at me. I just found the whole thing to be kind of rude. This is surprising lack of boars on this island. Goat? Okay. So I found a goat. First, I don't want a goat. We have a goat. I don't want a goat. Because we already have a goat. Yes. That's a clucker.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. clicker in custody. Now where's our boat?
No idea. I'm probably on the opposite.
Where am I? What do your clicker eyes see? Alright, another clicker.
There it is.
Were you waiting for that, or? Wait, where did you go? Put it down to grab thing, and now it's running around again. I should be able to just pick it up again. I think. If the thing ever stopped... There, yes, I can pick it up again. But man, the thing moved like a maniac. There's the raft. Okay, I'm ready to leave the raft whenever you are. Or not leave the raft. Ready to leave the island whenever you are.
Hey, look, a board.
Oh.
There's the raft.
You're back in a bit. I do like the string lights. They are pretty. That's weird. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that shouldn't make a difference. No, because the whole thing is the raft has to be sailing for the paint mixer to work properly.
What?
But well, I mean yes, but like I was wondering for a second there. I thought that might be able to cause it, but
Fucking knew you were gonna make it. This is it.
which
This one.
oh there.
I knew you were gonna do that, motherfucker.
Oh, blue paint can now be picked up.
Fuck.
Because the thing's working. I think basically no. Yes, I think it is the thing of if we're not going forward, it won't work. Which means depending on how the sail is set, like so if we're on an approach to an island, there'll be a lot of times where you won't be able to use the paint mixer. Wait, where is Bruce attacking? You bastard. Yep, so you can get to the tiles inside the raft. Well, that's a bunch more stuff I have to armor up. God, that doesn't have the cascade effect of wiping out my raft. Like, it could have, depending on where exactly he bit. Okay, it is getting late, and I should end the stream. Never gotten too big into planting trees, because trees always just end up being more work than the reward is for me most of the time. They're worth it, but I struggle with seeing the value of planting trees more often than not. But you are correct, we should. But okay, thanks for tuning in, Kobe. Hope your stream goes well tomorrow morning. Have a good night. I'll talk to you next time.